Eplis, Exame de Proficiência em Língua Inglesa do Sistema de Controle do Espaço Aéreo Brasileiro. Parte 2. Situações. O candidato deverá ouvir atentamente a 10 frases que descrevem problemas e reproduzi-las ou reportá-las a fim de comprovar a compreensão e, em seguida, apresentar uma solução ou sugestão para cada situação.
Part 2 Situations. You will hear 10 sentences and you will have to perform 2 tests for each one. In the first test, I'll ask you, what's the situation? And you will need to tell me the message with your own words or using the words you've heard. You have to show us that you've understood the message, leaving all the important information from this message. In the second test, you will make a suggestion according to the message you heard. During the examples, we can interact freely, but once we go back to the set, we will not have eye contact. You can ask me to repeat each situation once if you need to, okay?
Okay.
So let's practice with 2 examples. Example 1. A passenger is having a medical emergency, but there isn't a doctor on board. What's the situation?
There's a passenger with medical problems and there is no doctor on board.
Make a suggestion.
Well, the pilot should landing as fast as possible.
Example 2. After landing, the nose gear broke down. What's the situation?
The nose gear of an aircraft has broken after landing.
Make a suggestion.
Well, the aircraft controller should advise the other aircraft not to land on this airport.
So do you understand the test?
Yes.
Okay, so now we'll place this chart between us and let's move on to the set. Set 3, number 1. There are flocks of birds flying in the vicinity of the airport. What's the situation?
There are flocks of birds flying near the airport.
Make a suggestion.
So they can call the firemen or other people to take these birds out.
Number 2. The pilot lost radio contact after reaching cruising altitude. What's the situation?
The pilot cannot use his radio after reaching the cruising altitude.
Make a suggestion.
Well, the pilot could do the emergency, the loss of communication procedures.
Number 3. The rain has stopped, but the runway is still contaminated. What's the situation?
The rain is wet after the rain stopped. The runway is wet.
Make a suggestion.
Well, the aircraft controller could advise the pilots that the runway is wet.
Number 4. The cabin crew is trying to control an aggressive passenger, so the pilot requested diversion. What's the situation?
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Sure, say it again. Number 4. The cabin crew is trying to control an aggressive passenger, so the pilot requested diversion. What's the situation?
There is an aggressive passenger inside the aircraft. The crew is trying to control him or her, and the pilot requests to land another airport.
Make a suggestion.
Well, the aircraft controller should give the pilot another airport to land.
Number 5. The airdrome will be unserviceable overnight due to restoration work on the runway. What's the situation?
People will fix the runway
Make a suggestion.
The controller should advise the airman not to go to this airport during the night.
Number 6. The plane that has just taken off is returning. What's the situation?
A plane has just take off and is returning to airport.
Make a suggestion.
The controller or the pilot should tell the controller if there's a problem, why he's returning.
Number 7. The pilot has said 7700, but he's speaking a language that the controller doesn't understand. What's the situation?
The pilot copied the emergency code 7700 and he's speaking in a language that the controller doesn't know.
Make a suggestion.
The controller should emphasize to the pilot that he must speak English or other language that he can understand.
Number 8. The weather is changing very fast, and the planes on the apron will soon be covered with ice. What's the situation?
Please repeat.
Sure, I say it again. Number 8. The weather is changing very fast, and the planes on the apron will soon be covered with ice. What's the situation?
The weather is changing very fast, and the aircraft will be covered with ice.
Make a suggestion.
Well, the airport should be closer to all operations.
Number 9. The supervisor needs to talk to the search and rescue team, but he doesn't have their telephone number. What's the situation?
Well, the supervisor must call the search and rescue team, and he or her doesn't have the number.
Make a suggestion.
Well, he must search for a book with this number or call someone that knows the number.
Number 10. The Royal Air Force pilot doesn't know the number of his overflight authorization. What's the situation?
There's an aircraft of the Royal Air Force that doesn't have an authorization, or the pilot doesn't know the number of the authorization.
Make a suggestion.
The controller should advise that he cannot fly without this authorization. He can contact his authorities to know the number.